Good morning, my dear students. Today I'm going to discuss about the Python programming as we are discussing about the Python Panda programming. So, in a Python Panda programming, I am discussing the CSV file, that means comma separated value file. In this particular comma separated value file, today I'm going to show you writing data in the CSV file first. After that, I'll show you that add and column and value in the CSV file. Next, I'll show you the data frame with an index. This data frame with an index is not related with the CSV file, but this thing I have shown you earlier also. Just a revision purpose, I am giving this particular thing with it. Our major thing is that we are going to create the this particular comma value separated file, and in the separated file we are going to add the data, and we will going to add the column, and based on this particular column that we can make it, and we can work on it. So this is what that we can find that we can do it. Let us see the program today. So see this particular pattern of program. When we find that we want to do the CSV program, I have said you earlier also that first and foremost we have to create one file in a Excel CSV file. When we are doing a CSV file, when we are doing a SQL backend SQL program, if you are doing, then you have to create one SQL file in your SQL. Okay, one table and one data frame you have to create in the SQL. Now here what you can see that you have to create this particular thing, and you have to work on this particular thing. Now when we are creating this, when we find it that you are importing here, you are doing this particular pattern. What we can find it, what we can see it, that we are importing the CSV file. So import CSV, that means we have imported here the CSV. After that, what I have given here, see, file name equals to person.csv. That means this person.csv already I have created in an Excel. Okay, so I have created in an Excel, and I have saved it with what .csv extension, as I have shown you earlier also. So this is what we have done it, that we have to save it in this particular extension. Again, today I am showing to you this particular thing. So now see here, this is your CS1 Excel file. So in this particular Excel file, what you can see, that suppose you have to write what are the values there, what are the values, suppose name, age and column. So all these heading you have to write it here. Okay, suppose I am writing here NAME, name, then suppose I am writing here age, age. Now here I am writing suppose HOUSE. So when you have written this, then what you can see, that you have to save the file. So where you want to save the file, first you will go in this particular area which we say as a save as options. Now you will select the save as option. Okay, so as we select the save as option, there you will going to find that the area where you want to save. You can select the particular area that where you need to save. After you save it, suppose you have to browse it, and after browsing it you have to select the area. Suppose I am taking one area from here. Okay, there you see that this Excel book, there is a browse option is there. You will click on the browse, and when it comes in the browse, then what we can find it, that you will going to have one area, those the things area, and then you have to, when you want to save it, when you find that you want to save that particular pattern or particular structure. So those the structures what you are saving and what you are making, what we can see, what we can find it, that there you have to save it as a save as a particular extension that we do have. Okay, save as extension that we are having. So on that particular save as extension, you have to click on the CSV. So from here you can select that particular area, and when you select that particular browse, and from the browse you will select CSV file form, and save as CSV file form, and then you will save it. So this is the way of saving the particular file. Now after we have done this particular thing, after we have done this person.csv, then what we can see, that field we have taken a blank area, and row has been taken as a blank area. So this the particular two portion, this the particular two part that we have considered it as a blank area, that means blank portion we have taken for it. After that, what I have written it, that reading CSV file with open file name r means what, r means a write or read mode. That is what we say, that it is a read mode, it is not a write mode. This always the things happens that we find lot of people do mistake on this particular things, that there are the generally basically we do two mode, w for the write mode and r for the read mode. Okay, which mode we want to open the file. So file name comma r, file name means what, file name we have given there person.csv. So as a CSV file, then what we have done, that CSV reader equals to CSV dot reader CSV file. So CSV reader CSV dot reader as a CSV file that we are having it, and we are making it. Next what we can file, that fields equals to next CSV reader. Okay, so next CSV reader, those the CSV readers are there that we are going to have this particular pattern, and we are going to work on this particular pattern. Now what we can find, that for row in the CSV reader, that means what is the CSV reader row that we find, that we will going to have, and then we will have the row dot append. Okay, row dot append. So those the particular pattern, those the particular thing that we find it here, that what we are doing, we are appending those rows. Now we are getting the total number of rows. So total number of row is modulus d, that in modulus d what we have written it here, that mod d equals to mod d means CSV reader dot line underscore num. Okay, and print file name r dot plus, then comma, then dot join field for field in fields. Okay, field for field in fields. So this is the thing that we can find, that we do have, and that we do maintain. Okay, so this is the way that we are constructing the data, and we are making those data in this particular part, and we are having those structures that we are making it. So this is how we can see, this is how we can find it, that how we are implementing it and how we are working it. Okay, so this is what the structures that we have created in the CSV, and after creating in the CSV we have implemented it in the particular CSV file. That means this is what the thing is, that first we have taken what, CSV, we have imported the CSV. When we import the CSV, I have given here what, file name. The file name I have given here person.csv. Where I have created it, I have created it in Excel, and I have saved with an extension .csv. Okay, so after that has been done, then the field that we will going to see here, this is the field name, that field equals to the blank area. Then the rows that are there, the rows equals to what, this is the row that we are having it, and we are implementing those rows. So when we are implementing those rows, when we find it that we are having those rows, and we are implementing those row pattern and row structures, so each of this particular row pattern and row structure that we have, each of this row implementation that we can find, that we are using, and we find it that we are having this particular pattern or structure. That means in this particular pattern or structures, we are constructing the data, and we are making the data in this particular way or in this particular form. So as we are constructing it in this particular way or particular form, we have this particular data structures, and we are making those data structures. So as these data structures that we are constructing doing, what we are doing, we are making here totally in a different way, that is we are creating here the CSV files. Okay, so we are reading from the CSV files. As we are reading from the CSV files, then what we have done, append it. Okay, now let us run it and see. After appending it, what we find it, that I have called here csv.reader.line number, and that file that we want to join. What we have done it, file names plus dot join fields for field in fields. Okay, so those the fields we are calling here, where we have saved the particular sections and where we have used this section. Now let us see the output of it. Now see here, this is the thing that we have. That means total number of row is 5. Field name is age, name, house, and address. 5 rows that we are having here. Those the rows that we can find that we are implementing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the header one is a one section has been converted. So those are the 5 rows are there, and based on these 5 rows that we do have the particular pattern or that can be implemented. Okay, now let us see the next program what we have with us. So there we see it, there we find it that we have this particular construction of the CSV program to add a column and a value. That means import CSV. We are importing those CSV. After we import the CSV, then what we have with open what, person.5. So this is the file name .csv in what mode, in a write mode. So in a write mode we have opened it as file. Then what I have given here, field names at those the field names that we can find, that we have those field names, age, name, house, addresses. Okay, writer equals to csv.dict writer, then file comma field name equals to file names. Okay, so writer dot writer header. So writer header means the above sections that we are taking. Then writer dot writer row, that the values has been given here. See, those the values are there. Then writer row, the second rows, the third row, then the fourth row. So this way all the values has been implemented here. After that, what we have done, with open person5.csv comma r in the read mode as file. So csv underscore file equals to csv dot dict reader, then what we have, a file. So we have this particular file there, and we can work on this particular file pattern. So for row in csv underscore file, that means print dict row. That means what we are taking, we are taking the row, and we are printing out those things, and we are implementing those things as that we can find it, that how this particular row is been implemented and how we can use it. Okay, so this is the thing that we can find, this is the thing that we can see, that when we are introducing this, when we are implementing it, so each of this section what we find it, they are been implemented in a different form or in a different way. So as they has been implemented in a different form or a different way, so each of this particular different implementation, that means you can see here the file that I have opened here in the two mode. One is for the writing mode and one is for the reading mode. So where is the writing mode? That import CSV with open then person5.csv comma w as file. That means I have to create this file, I have to organize this file, and I have to make this particular file. That means what I am opening it, I am opening it with a writing mode. After that, you can find that file names. What is the file names are there? Name, age, house, address. So all these things we are giving. Okay, all this particular part we are giving. Then what I have written it here, write equals to csv dot dict writer, csv.dict writer. Then what we say, that file, then field names equals to file name. So those the field names equals to the field names what is there. isn't it? So then what we have, writer equals to right header, that what is the header section that you are going to take it. Now after the header section, that header section means which one? The name, the age, the house, the addresses, isn't it? So all these things are your header section. So those the header sections that we do have, those the header sections that we do organize, isn't it? So each and every header section that we can find it, that we are having those header sections, and we are organizing those header sections. So this is what is your particular header section is. That means this is we are starting from there, and when we are starting from there, we can find it that now what we want to do, we want to write inside the particular table. Better we can say table, or we can say here a particular structure base where we want to insert the value. So this is the way the writer dot write row. So there I we are entering this particular value, and we are writing the values. So each of these writer dot write row, we are entering this way one by one. We have entered the value. Now what with open then what person 5 dot csv. So person 5 dot csv, r means what, to write mode. So when we are giving it to the write mode, we can find it this is the pattern that we are working and we are implementing. Now let us see what is the output that we can get it from here. So see the output. In this output, what we have, see here, this is the values that we have inserted. This is the values that we have constructed, and after constructing and instructing insertions of these values, then we can find it. Those the value we can implement in this way, and we can work on this particular way. So this is the way that we can find. This is the way that we can see that where we are using and where we are implementing, and those the implementation and those the part that we do have, that we do maintain, that we are maintaining it here. And as we are maintaining it, we can find it that the structures that we have constructed. Okay, so this is what about all about the csv files creations, inserting the value, how we call the csv file, how we import the csv file, everything I have shown to you. Now I will show you that very simple thing, that to create an index in a database data frame. Okay, so let us see how we can create. So this is the thing that we are going to show today, that how we are going to implement the data frame, and how in a data frame we give an index. Very simple program, very simple thing, just giving one short recap of it, of our previous studies, that what we have done, that import pandas spd. So when we are calling the panda import, we are importing the pandas spd. After we import the pandas spd, then what we have given, d1 equals to a, so there I have given some number, then b, then I have given some number, then c, then I have given some number. So when I have given all those numbers, then you can see here that I have given here a label. Okay, label has been given here. Those the label values has been given, that a b c d e f, and after that what I have given here, df equals to pd dot data frame df1. So pd dot data frame df1, that we can find it, those particular df1 is there, then print df. So this is the things that we have, and we have constructed those things. And in this particular thing, very simple, that those the labels are there, will going to construct, and it will going to make the data labelings, isn't it? So this is the labeling that we can find, that we are instructing it, we are constructing those structures. So as we are constructing those structures, let us see what is the construction of the structures that we have, and that we can maintain and that we can organize. So let us run the program, and when we will run the program, we can find out the output from here. So based on this output, we can decide, we can say that what we are having. Now see here, this is the output. So see here the indexing that I have done here, ABC, those the indexing that we have done by default indexing has come here, and based on this default indexing what we see that when previously we are defining it. So when we are not defining, that means what, that we have implemented it here but we haven't defined it here. So we haven't defined it here means how the program will take. Program will going to take the particular part, and based on its own it will going to describe that what are the things there that we can implement, and we can update those particular sections and those particular part, isn't it? So this is how we can see, this is how we can find it, that when we are constructing, when we are making, we are making those particular pattern or structures. As we are making those particular pattern and structures, we are going to have this particular form, and we are designing this form. Okay, so this is what all for today. I am ending my today's session here. Thank you all.